Welcome back to the MotoFlamingo YouTube channel, bike people of the world. Thank you for watching. As you guys might have seen now on the thumbnail, today we'll be installing the brand new fairing from Street Syndicate on our 2019 Street Bob. At least that's the plan, since I'm filming this part before I do the thumbnail, which obviously if I did the thumbnail, it means that I was actually able to do it. But I'm hoping that it will go by very smoothly, and we have to do a couple things, a couple mods before we throw the fairing on. So this here is my 2019 Harley Davidson Street Bob. If you guys watched the last video that I posted, you will see that I added those Slide Fox side covers on it, gloss carbon fiber, and these fairing that's going on the bike today is also going to be gloss carbon fiber. I'll show it to you guys here in a minute. If you guys have been following the channel for a little bit now, you know that I have been rocking a Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing on this bike with a 13-inch blacked out windscreen. Actually have the 15-inch, the 11-inch as well, the vented and non-vented. And then I had a T-Sport before that. And I almost went back to my quarter fairing from Harley that I had on my last Harley. But I decided to go with this different style fairing that we have on here today, because I've been wanting to try this type of fairing for a long time. So I'm very excited. And here it is. All right, so I have the box open already, but I have not actually pulled it out of here. So I just saw an edge. So we're gonna see it pretty much together now. So in this box, I know we have the fairing, and we do have the hardware on another box. Let's take this off. Sheesh. Look at this thing. It looks like a alien's head. Super glossy, super cool. It is very light. If you look at the bike, this will be mounted somewhere up here, so it's gonna give the bike a little more of that chopper look in the front, even though it's not a chopper, obviously. That headlight is gonna move up to the upper triple tree with the hardware provided. All right, so in the box for the hardware, we have one of the brackets here, the bracket for the fairing, and this is the bottom part of the bracket that holds on to this bracket to the triple tree, I believe. And then we did have to order a new headlight bucket because this is going to need to mount from the top, a top mounted headlight bucket versus what we have now, but they sell that as well. So it should be a pretty smooth operation. Here's the hardware out of the box. So we have the main bracket here where the fairing is gonna mount to. We have the new headlight bucket with the new wiring and stuff inside, the new ring and everything. We have the lower part of the bracket there that mounts to the triple tree. We have the hardware that came in that bag. And then, as I said, we need a couple steps before this. One of them being, these are the bolts that I was using on my risers to my trash and supply risers. As you guys can see, I took one bolt out of here already that I took with me to the hardware store to make sure that I grabbed the right stuff. I needed longer bolts because these bolts were going into my risers just enough in my opinion, and I know that the lower bracket here is going to be mounting on the bottom here, so we're gonna be losing some of that real estate on the thread. So I got some longer bolts. Hopefully these bolts are not too long. I think we'll be fine. We'll find out here in a second. As you guys can see, this is pretty much the one that I pulled out, and as you can see on the top there, that wasn't a whole lot there going into the riser. I got these ones, which we are going to be mounting the bracket underneath it as well. So we're gonna have just about that much into it. Hopefully it works. All right, first things first, let's get this headlight removed so that we can do the switch to the new bucket. All right, so here is the small bracket As you guys can see, the new bolts for the risers are in. I used some washers on the bottom there, and this bracket is now on. I'm about to install the bigger bracket where the fairing goes into and trying to fit everything in place, make sure that everything works. And then we'll deal with the headlight, which I freaking broke a wire with the headlight, with the halo maker or whatever it is that it's called that I have from Harley. But we have a new headlight coming in, but you guys probably already saw that in the thumbnail, not sure. All right, so remember how I told you that I have broken something on the current headlight? It was actually a plug from the harness. Well, things escalated pretty quickly, and we just went ahead and got the headlight that I've been wanting to get for a long time. You guys can see I was trying to figure out my maps and make sure that I wouldn't set the bike on fire. That's right. Here's the new beam. Now I kind of skipped through this stuff on the camera, guys, because I had some stuff to figure out, and I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it. It's my first time doing this. I had to do some soldering. So what I did was I clipped the part of the harness that was on the bike. This is the part that connects to the backbone, and then this is where the plug would have been that connects to the halo maker, where I broke that plug. So I snipped it, and then this is obviously the extension that comes with the plug that comes with the Shark Demon. When you buy it, plugs into there, and then I soldered this together to where they go. I heat wrapped it, and I already tested it, and it's alive. I'll show you here in a minute. All right, recap real quick. So as you guys saw, I had done the wire already. As you guys can see now, the plug that came with the light is actually gone now. I had actually originally made it way too long, so I had to shorten it a little bit, and I eliminated that plug because otherwise I'm assuming the plug is just gonna be, on my specific setup, is gonna be exposed to the elements behind the fairing, but still out in the open for rain and stuff. So I eliminated the plug, shortened this, and heat wrapped it one more time all the way forward here. So I think it's gonna be a lot better now. Also, we were waiting on the bracket to mount the headlight to the Street Syndicate bracket from Kruesi Originals. So we will be using this bracket to mount the headlight to the other bracket. Here we go, people. Here's the top bracket, the top mount, the one where the fairing is going to hook up to. And as you guys can see, this hole right here, it's the part of the bracket where the top mounted headlight is going to be mounted to. There it is. The Shark Demon is mounted on the street bob using the Kruesi Originals bracket that is mounted to the bracket from Street Syndicate that's going to hold the fairing. Let me give you guys a frontal shot of some sort here so you guys can see the lights. All right, so obviously I'll show you guys clips of riding the bike at night on the road so you guys can actually see how it projects on the road in the dark. For now, I'll give you a side shot here. I'll put it towards you here just slightly, not directly at the camera because you might just blur out the picture instead, but here's the low beam. I'm telling you guys in person, this thing from the front is very bright. I know the lights are on here too. Here's the high beam. It's looking amazing. All right, so now that the light is mounted and the brackets are in place and all that stuff is fitted and the wires are all done up, now the sketchy part takes place. You see this amazing fairing from Street Syndicate. It's made with this bolt for, what is it, 5 3/4 inch headlights from Harley. So it fits perfectly on your typical Harley Davidson size headlight. That's what it's made for. whether it's come from the top, the bottom, or whatever. This one is obviously for the top ones with the bracket, how it comes. However, since we went with the Custom Dynamics Shark Demon, this light has a bigger diameter and it does not fit on that hole, as you guys can see, the way that it's supposed to. So, guess what we have to do? There's only one thing to do at this point. That's right. We're gonna have to cut into this beautiful gloss carbon fiber fairing to fit this on the bike with the new headlight. Wish me luck. All right, here it is. Here's the Street Syndicate fairing mounted on its bracket, attached to the bike with the Shark Demon from Custom Dynamics attached to the Street Syndicate bracket with the Kruesi Originals bracket. So as far as the cutting went, I simply cut the inside of the ring. As you guys can see, I didn't have to cut on the outside here. I was trying to stay away from cutting into the curve, the nice curve that the fairing has on the outside. It was enough to just move the fairing back around the headlight, the Shark Demon, just to get it on its place on the brackets up there. Only the bottom half of the headlight is protruding outside of the fairing from the side. Now, full transparency, in case you guys decide to go with this setup, the bracket here is a little bit exposed because I was not able to push the fairing all the way up to cover the tip of the bracket due to the headlight that I'm using and the fact that I'm trying not to cut more of the fairing. If you guys use a normal headlight, you won't have that issue. That's okay with me for now. In the future, we'll see what we do about that. But I won't be cutting the bottom here because then we're just gonna have a gap on the top. So we'll see what we do with the top of the brackets in the future. For now, it is looking sweet. But I think we've done enough talking during the install for this video. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. Let's take this baby outside and get some good shots for you guys. See you out there. That's right, people. These cold days that we had recently in Florida are over, and as you can see, the sun is out. And guess what's around the corner? Daytona Bike Week, baby. We are 2 weeks away. Here's a cold start for you guys. Loving it. I am loving this fairing. The protection that I'm feeling from the wind is just enough. Maybe not as much as Memphis Shades, but then again, that's a bigger fairing. I do love that fairing still. So you guys that have it, you know that it protects you big time from the rain and the wind. But this one gives me enough, and it is my favorite fairing, so I'm super happy with it. Also, stick around for some nighttime riding videos coming up in the future. I have been doing a lot of nighttime riding in this bike, and I couldn't wait to have this headlight on. I know it's gonna make a huge difference. I will be uploading some videos from Daytona, and I will be at the Sands of Speed on March 1st at the Speedway in New Smyrna here in Florida, so look out for those videos coming up. Also, we'll be changing our Ross Wernemount rear suspension, our monoshock to the Legends, so stick around for that one as well. For now, if you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing and liking and sharing the video. If you guys are not new, thank you guys for your continued support to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next ride.